Hey guys, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share the video if you loved it, and if you want to become a patron or you want to support me in any way, or you just want to know where my socials are, make sure you stick to the end of the video. Anyways, on to the video.
Like any little piece of information that gets out on you will be used by the worst people on the internet to destroy your life. And it's so isolating.
And terrifying.
It's horrifying. I'm so sorry.
You're fine,
It's overwhelming. It's really hard.
Dogs, you've been threatened. You've been harassed by Tucker Carlson just for calling out online harassment.
They'll threaten children. They'll threaten my parents. I've had to remove every single social tie. I had severe PTSD from this. I contemplated suicide. It got really bad. You feel like any little piece of information that gets out on you will be used by the worst people on the internet to destroy your life. And it's...
I bring a message from Her Majesty Taylor Lorenz. Freedom to any man who identifies the slave known as Libs of TikTok. I'm Libs of TikTok.
No, I'm Libs of TikTok.
I'm Libs of TikTok.
I'm Libs of TikTok.
Oh, I'm Libs of TikTok.
I'm Libs of TikTok.
I'm Libs of TikTok. I'm Libs of TikTok.
Honestly, guys, I had a completely different video planned for today. This week was going to be something completely different, a little bit of spilling the tea and slightly salty. And then I saw what was going on with this Libs of TikTok. And at first I heard whisperings about, like, did you hear what happened to Libs of TikTok? And I was like, they got suspended again, you know. Regrettably, that's the way the game is. You know, you make an account where you might say some spicy things or share the truth, even if you're just literally repeating what's already been said. It's to be expected. And then I found out what actually happened to this woman. And my issue with it is the implications of this. Libs of TikTok did not start out as a journalist. She didn't start out to become a spearhead or a figurehead of any particular movement. She was a woman who was concerned about what was happening in schools and what was happening on TikTok and how kids were being influenced by it. That was why she started. That was all. She just wanted to bring some attention to it, which anyone online it does every day, whether it be on their Facebook or on your own Twitter, or everyday citizens. And what I'm trying to get to is the woman, which I'm not going to repeat her name because it already got spread about, and I'm going to try to keep her still as anonymous as possible. You know, there's a reason why she wanted anonymity. Because anonymity, it does give you some safety in this day and age. There's a reason why, while other counterparts of mine use their real names, I don't. Because it's people are nuts. People are crazy and people do stupid things. But this journalist, this woman, this Taylor Lorenz.
Were you a little surprised to see, of all people, Taylor Lorenz, who complained bitterly when we used her name on the air several months ago, who whined and cried on television because she had PTSD because people were criticizing her online? Were you surprised that it was her who came after you personally and tried to destroy your life?
Yeah, I thought that was really humorous. It added a really nice layer of humor on top of the whole story. And I think that the fact that it was Taylor Lorenz, who is a known, hypocrite, and she is known to dox people, the fact that it was her that was doing all this, I think it just helps people rally with support for me.
She's something else. Because I don't care who you are. What she did was doxing. And a lot of people are like, well, technically it wasn't doxing because all of it was public record. Okay, I've got real fun news for all of you. Technically, everything is public record. Unless you specifically pay for a service to keep your address and everything private, it's all technically public record. But she wasn't making it public. You had to go through some hoops to get that information. And on top of that, she announced this woman's job. She posted her licensing. She was in her real address. Be like, it didn't really happen. I'm like, actually, it did, and the Washington Post rescinded it. And that's the really crazy part of all this, that the Washington Post is defending this woman who, by the way, just a few weeks ago, was on TV whining and screaming about, oh, I have PTSD from Tucker Carlson's audience harassing me online. And she even stated that doxing of any form was terrible. There's just, post after post on her Twitter of her saying how it wasn't right. And then she turned around and had the audacity to say that what she did was okay. You know what you did wasn't okay. You know. Don't play stupid. Don't pretend. Libs of TikTok purposely has said numerous times she did not want her name out there. And you knew that. And you did it anyway. You knew the implications of what you were doing. And like a psychopath, you show up at her damn door. You show up and you're standing at her door. And then you write an article about it. And everyone's like, well, the article is not what it seems. Well, number one, it's behind a paywall. So that makes it a lot more difficult for us to find out even what the hell it's about. But the fact of the matter is, no matter what the article is about, you still put on a public record links to this woman's personal information. You gave a superhighway on a liberal media for information, and private information at that, to someone who is considered an enemy of liberals. And here's my thing, kids. A lot of you are going to be like, well, she did it to herself. I remind you again, she is not a public figure. She's not. She was a private citizen reposting public videos that were already posted across social media. That was it. Something that every one of us does on our own personal profiles. Hers happened to get popular. If you want to falter for that, you're a fucking hypocrite. She never did anything else. She never did any reporting. She literally would just retweet and repost the abhorrent things that people were already publicly doing. And they tried to say she was anti-LGBT. No, she wasn't. What she was was anti-grooming. She was against a lot of what the teachers were teaching children against their parents' will. That's not a bad thing. A lot of parents have no idea what's going on in school today.
Well, I think that what I'm doing is very effective, and I think that a lot of people wanted to shut me down. They wanted to intimidate me into silence, and unfortunately for them, that's just never going to happen.
This sets a precedent. That's the problem. This is now setting a precedent that private citizens, beware. If the media doesn't like you, they will break all the rules. They don't care. Let's go back to Nicki Minaj. Who remembers Nicki Minaj? With the whole jab issue with her cousin. Whether you believe it or not, whether it's true or not, what is true is very unethical journalists went to the islands and started chasing down and threatening her family. Now, was it right of Nicki to dox them back? No. However, the point is That was someone famous. And we accepted it because, well, you're famous. You should expect that. But we private citizens, should we expect that too? I wouldn't want this to happen to anybody. I don't believe in doxing anyone. I don't believe that somebody's opinions, especially when it's literally opinions of just, again, sharing videos. I don't believe that justifies it. I don't believe it. I think if you don't like what someone's doing, if you think their thoughts are immoral, it doesn't warrant you to put them in danger. She has to be in hiding now, guys. I want you to think about that. Because the threat was so immediate to her safety. She had to go into hiding. That's insane.
How are you doing tonight? You don't need to tell us where you are, but how has this affected your life, this Jeff Bezos piece?
Well, the past 2 days have been very chaotic and overwhelming. I had to make some travel plans, really fast, but I was not planning on earlier. So there was a little bit of coordination that had to happen. And I'm now in a location where I don't think anyone would find me, not in any of the locations that Taylor Lorenz leaked or that anyone can find. But it's been a little bit tough, but I'm not going to let this get me down.
That's insane. We're getting to a point, guys, where we are okay with intimidation and threats because of somebody's opinion. I get a lot of comments all the time because of my BOPO comments. Look out, girl, they're going to come for you. That used to be kind of like a joke, but it's true. I'm shocked I haven't gotten any negative videos about me yet. Because I'm a fat betrayer. I see a lot of shady shit online that people get away with. I see a lot of silly shit that people do online they get away with. But we're getting to a point now where we think there is no boundaries. You don't have to like Libs of TikTok. You don't have to like her opinion. You don't have to like what she does. You don't have to like what she says. But I think it should be all in agreement. It's not okay to lambaste her and publicly post in a way where thousands upon thousands of eyes can get a super highway of information to her personal information. That should be a hard line none of us want to cross. That's it. This should be a hard line. I get a lot of folks ask me, they want to hear my opinions on the thing. This is partly my opinion. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're independent. I don't care if you're conservative. The only people that I believe should have this happen to them are diddlers. You hurt a kid, you do something that damages a kid, to the gallows. Otherwise, not literally gallows. Whatever is YouTube friendly, but you get what I mean. Otherwise, you should be allowed to have your opinion. I may not agree with it, but I should fight like hell for you to have it. Someone tell me her crime. Someone tell me her real crime and why I deserved it. And don't come at me with the publicly shared information, because guess what? Give me any of your real names or give me anything real about you and a couple of bucks, and I'm talking literally $3, and I can have your information too. I even tested it with my own name. Now, granted, the address wasn't current, but they had phone numbers, addresses, and it was all free. So stop acting. And I don't post my shit. I've never once used my real name on a single social media platform. I never publicly registered a single job that I have. Never once. And yet my info was on there. I never authorized it. I never made it publicly available. It was just there. lest you forget that the Yellow Pages existed once. And technically, that registry is still there. We just don't get it in a book form anymore, guys. So, stop. Stop with the hypocrisy. You don't have to agree with her to agree that this is wrong. You don't have to like what she does to say, hey, that's not right. Where's your morals? The hypocrisy and immorality in this entire situation really should scare people. Because again, don't forget, she is just like us. And it could be you next. All you have to do is do the right tweet to piss somebody off, and someone could do the same thing to you. Remember that. This is a dangerous precedent, and it needs to be changed. And I hope we do.
Turn down for what?
So keep that in mind, guys. That's all I had to say. I know usually you see my face, but this was like, you know what? It's after midnight. I was getting pissed off. I had to make this video. That's all I had to say on it, everybody. Here's what I will tell you. If you like my work, if you like what I do, remember I have a Patreon. You can come and support me. And I always promise at the end of all my videos that I will announce all of my patrons. I actually got 2 new ones this month. Thank you to Gina and Rox. I want to thank the support of all of my patrons. So, Lisa, John Quinn, Sherry Molosky, Emile DeVry, Ide, Maria, Panda Bear, Danielle Moriando, Anime Chan, Brandon Kearley, Lady Derpy, Daria, Noodles, Choco Hooligan, Jessica Zenderland, Valspera, Amelia, It's Brentley, Gina, and Rox. Thank you guys for supporting me. Make sure you check out No System. We have released a lot of new items that are absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to get my hands on some of them. We have released a lot of really cool new pins as well. Can't wait to get my hands on some of them. Here is all of my social medias, and just, follow me anywhere. Please make sure if you like the video to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Otherwise, guys, that's it. Remember to tell people that are important to you that you love them. So, guys, remember, I love you, and be safe. Bye, everyone.